What's up, guys? It is the end of January 2019. It is actually freezing outside. It's actually very below freezing. It's like 3 degrees or something out there. I'm freezing, got my coffee. And I just got off the phone with a client. And what we're doing is we're building somebody from the ground up. We're building a brand new singer-songwriter, solo singer-songwriter artist from the ground up. She's young. She never really experimented in social media other than just having an Instagram and kind of talking to her friends at school. So we set her up with a musician page, Instagram, and we're going to start pushing it from there, Instagram and Twitter. Of course, we set her up with a Facebook page as well. And they don't have a large budget, which is totally fine. So these are the steps that I went over with them that I would go over with anybody just starting now in 2019. Now, there's a few drawbacks. Number one, you will not have very high numbers when you're starting this because you are just starting on social media, which is a little bit of a drawback, but the good thing is you will also not be in the issue of buying followers and fans, which a lot of people have done so far, which drove their numbers up, but then also drove their engagement down, which now a lot of companies are looking at. Of course, if you have 65,000 followers on Instagram and only 120 people liked your last picture, they know that that is fake and they are going to throw you away and laugh at you because that is bullshit. So what we really went over was if you can kind of get away with it, what I would do is get a small, this is what we all went over. This is what we went over in the phone call. A small little studio setup, whatever you can afford, even if it's something as simple as an SM57 and a little interface. If that is all you can afford, that'll be fine. But I'm not a big studio guy, but I do recommend going on some websites and finding a little something to record yourself if you are a solo singer-songwriter, something nice, you and an acoustic guitar. And then I would go out, if you don't have a newer iPhone, which have awesome cameras, I'd get any sort of digital camera. GoPros are awesome. They're great. I'm filming this actually on the selfie screen of my iPhone 10, and you can see how detailed that can be and how close I can get. This is awesome. It's a great camera. So we went over first just setting up, because Instagram is going to be our big push, is just making sure that you have 9 posts on your page and doing some nice pictures, some promo photos, if you can find someone to take those. You know, in whatever atmosphere it is that you want to do. If you're a country artist, of course, you would set up your landscape that way. If you're an urban artist, you would do something that way. If you're a punk artist, it would be completely different. But just to get a vibe, and the reason that you want 9 posts before you really go out and promote is because that is what shows up on that first before you like flip through. So as soon as they land on your page, they'll see that it's full. They won't see any empty spaces, and they will be more inclined to engage with you. Of course, optimizing your bio, just a couple bullet points, you know, describe your music in no more than 5 words. And then put your Facebook link if that's where you want people also to go, or your website. And then the latest thing, the latest single that you put out, or the latest YouTube video that you want people to check out, your music video, that also will go under, under everything. So that is what we started with. Now, really where the fun begins and the work begins is when people do not have a high budget. Oh, also a little lighting thing, those little Smooth, I think they're called. The little, you put your phone in there and it's got the circle light. I'm not doing it, obviously. I have this huge like glowing backlight here, so this is a pretty horrible way to light a video. But just to make it look a little bit more professional right off the bat, I do have a client, a band that went out and man, they really hit hard with spending a lot of money on awesome pictures and awesome videos. For YouTube, and then videos for YouTube, and then ended up cutting up those for content on Facebook, which looked amazing. So just delivering some really nice looking content and good sounding content for the first 9 posts, and then kind of getting out there and doing it. Now, what I do recommend with this artist, and for most of you guys, is picking a couple cover songs in the vein of whatever genre it is that you're doing. So let's just say, in this case, we're gonna say Taylor Swift. All right, so you do your 9 posts, and the last one that you do is a snippet cover of Taylor Swift. The reason that I said getting more than just one digital camera is it is nice having 2 angles and cutting them together, doing a little video editing, which is super easy that you can do on iMovie. Just to have, so it's not just this, you know what I mean? Like, this is fine because I'm just kind of, blurting information at you, but it's not very exciting. So having that as your last post, and then going out and finding Taylor Swift fans and bringing them back to your page, as a lot of the stuff that we were saying, gently joining the community. So if that is the last post, you have plenty of time to join the community. What I mean by that is go to people that are posting about Taylor Swift, comment, say, oh man, I love her, or oh, you like that song too, or you like that album, have you heard this? And start getting involved. And the best part about this artist and most artists and most bands is you can just tell from the thumbnail and the name of the Instagram page that it's a musician. So they'll see that you like their favorite artist, and then they will go to your page and then check out your cover. Now, the best thing too is you can do that, and you can do that, and you can do that, and then you can post a different cover and then do the same thing with that band or artist, and then another cover. And I don't suggest doing cover after cover after cover. I do suggest posting, it does sound crazy, but as much as you possibly can. Now, that's what stories are for, is a little bit more of quick, kind of like not thought out content. But if you can do a picture and a short video a day, that would be awesome. And anything that kind of builds up your engagement. I also would recommend doing a live right off the bat. Just you put your phone down there, and play like 2 or 3 songs, doing a Facebook Live. And I would also suggest continuing to do that, even if, or Instagram Live. Did I say Facebook? I don't know. Instagram Live. Even if you only have a few followers, they are going to see that. That's going to pop up. If you have a live, you check up at the top of Instagram, and it has everybody listed that has stories, and the lives get priority. So yours will hopefully be like one of the first ones up when they log on Instagram and they click it and they get to watch you play. Now, these are all the tactics that we're doing. And then we're also doing the Captivate app to drive followers over. Now, with an artist like Taylor Swift, what we would do is with Captivate, what that does is it can go into a specific Instagram post, and then it can log everybody that liked that post, and then follow them in a timely manner where Instagram does not get mad and does not shut down your account. So the name of that app is Captivate. And the only reason that we're doing the mass follow thing, is everybody that follows you, and if you know you're doing Taylor Swift, you can now say, hey, thanks for following me, whatever that person's name is. Don't just do the spammy thing. Don't do the copy paste. And write their actual name if you can, like go to their page and like find their actual name. And then say, I just did this Taylor Swift cover. Why don't you check it out? And I'd love to know what you think. This is all stuff that I've covered before, but gives them incentive to check out something for free and get back to you about it, which is awesome. And you'd be surprised at how many people do that. Then you can build up this following, all right, and then once you get to a certain amount of followers, you can then use something called Cleaner, which is made by the same app, Captivate. Cleaner will get rid of people that do not follow you back. The only reason you want to do that is not to get your numbers up. It's because you can't send them a direct message. They're obviously not interested in what you're doing, and you want to get rid of them just so that you can interact with people who are going to be interested. So you want to make as many personal connections as you possibly can. If you guys do not have a budget, you want to spend a lot of time, even if you do have a budget, all right? Even if you had, $1,000 a month and you were driving crazy traffic to your socials, I would definitely recommend doing this and sitting down and being as personal as possible. You would be surprised at how many big artists actually take the time and do that. So that will start bringing people to your page. Then go back, and somebody that you haven't talked to in a while, if you say check out the video and they never got back to you, you just go to a backlog in your messages. If they didn't get back to you, say, you know, what did you think about that video? Or I posted another one. Or you can say, if they did get back to you, just keep a conversation rolling and develop your own tribe. You guys will get, if you really do this, you guys can get 100 solid fans in no time at all, where if you don't do the personal connection, you know, what ends up happening is people will come to you and they'll be in front of you and they'll check your stuff out and then they'll just end up leaving because there's no incentive for them to stay. They don't want to stay. There's nothing holding them in. So you want to bring people in. If they like it, you want to hold them in personally, be as personal as possible, and keep pumping out good content. You can do the covers is the best way to drive traffic. Then do an original and reach out to the people that liked the cover that you did and say, hey, just put this original up. What do you think? Now, this is all stuff that I would do to, like I said, developing an artist that is just starting out. And this is not to drive traffic to Spotify or SoundCloud just yet. All right, this is just to get your name out. And then the hard part is once you get to Spotify, the time-consuming part, I should say, is going through each one of those names and just sending them a link to your Spotify. Super effective. I would like you guys to try it. That is how you can literally with one video, you can do, if remember we said 9 posts to start out, you could just put a few pictures up, a couple of yourself, you know, maybe a couple personal ones, maybe, you know, a picture of like a couple records on a table, like your 3 favorite records, whatever you want to do, and just have the one video of you playing. And you can do all of that within one day and then start driving traffic and getting fans. So that is the immediate thing to start doing on Instagram to develop a brand new artist. That is what we're working on today. If anybody does want any help, and these are all tactics that you guys can use, even if you've had an Instagram, maybe it's been dormant for a little while, maybe you haven't posted in a while, or maybe you're just not driving fans and traffic to your Instagram and you'd like to. So just some awesome things to do. Everything is getting really cut down. They want to get spam off of all of these platforms. Spam is like the killer of these. Spam is what killed MySpace. You know, spam is what made Facebook like almost a pay-to-play game, which is good if you have a budget. You know, I would recommend doing that. But so that's why personal connection is going to win. You're going to win the game, especially in 2019, doing personal connections. You know, if you don't want to spend the money, which I don't recommend doing, you guys can do it yourself. Good luck. I love you guys. Kill it out there.